We are going to be doing a little flow on a mat today, so this won't be chair yoga. So if you don't already, just grab a mat or a blanket or just put something on the ground because we are going to be doing like a child's pose and some tabletops today. So just something for padding underneath your hands and your knees. Great. And yeah, let's get started. So people obviously come in whenever it's just me. I'm going to be continually posting these as reels, so you can always save them and watch them later, do them a few times if you like, whatever feels good. But this is Fall into Yoga. This is a 2-week challenge where we come together for at least 10 minutes a day, give ourselves a little kind of gentle flow, a little movement, a little stretch, a little grounding. So again, today we're not going to be in a chair. We're going to be on our mats, and we're going to be doing a little bit more hip, low back, just kind of opening a little bit. Might be nice if you've been sitting and feeling a little kind of crunchy in the hips. So we're going to actually start right away in a pose. So let's start in a child's pose. So again, feel free to use, if you don't have a mat nearby, just have something that has padding underneath. So maybe it's a blanket. We're not going to be really moving a lot, so it's okay if it's not completely like sticky or anything. So let's find a child's pose. I'm going to have my knees as wide as the mat, but if the hips are a little tight, you can always bring the knees in a little bit closer together. What you're going to want to focus on is making sure the toes come together. So we don't want the feet to be kind of parallel and out, because then you're sitting on the knee joints. So we're kind of making this triangle shape, and then you can set the hips back. Now you don't have to reach your heels, I never do, but you want to be setting them in that direction. And then walk the hands forward, just melt the heart down here. Maybe the forehead comes down, maybe it doesn't. Told you I'd have an appearance by a cat. Hello. Yes, you really couldn't stay. So staying in your child's pose, just allow the belly to relax here. Let the eyes, let the jaw relax. Well, we've been doing the last 2 days kind of settling in our seat with our breath. We're going to be doing that here in this child's pose. So just allow things to soften a little bit. Feel the stretch across the back, the shoulders. Let the neck relax. Maybe even flutter out the lips. Let it go. And the more you relax the belly, the more you can feel the breath wrap around the low back and the hips. So really think about sending the breath to those spaces that feel tight. Imagine the inhale going right into either the hips, the back, whatever feels kind of most intense. Let it grab onto any of that tension, and then use that exhale, open the mouth, let it out to just kind of help release just a tiny bit more. Let's take 2 more in here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Let's take 1 more. Big inhale. Open the mouth, let it out. Nice. And very slowly, we're going to find our way to our tabletop. So just come up onto all fours. You're making sure those knees are hip width distance here. So bring them right underneath the hips. And then the shoulders are going to be right over the wrists. And we're going to start taking some small cat-cows first. So first of all, just make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders. You're really lifting up. You have a little bit of opening of the shoulder blades. That way it's nice and active. Then on the inhale, you can drop the belly, lift the gaze. You might notice if you're not sinking, you have more space to look up and open the collarbone. Exhale, round the spine, push off the mat, push off with your hands, but also your shins and the tops of the feet. Really round the spine. Take 2 more like that. Inhale, feel the stretch in the front of the body as well. Exhale, round the spine. Let's take 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine. And we're going to take 3 more breaths, but start to add something here. Maybe you take some hip circles. That's usually where I like to go. Or maybe for you today, the wrists are a little tight if you've been on your computer. Maybe it's flipping the wrist, just giving those forearms a nice stretch. You can tuck the toes. You can do all the above. You just move intuitively. Don't think too much about it. We're going to be here for 2 more breaths. 1 more. Exhale. Nice. Find a neutral tabletop here. We're gonna come back to a child's pose. This time, try to have the knees a little bit wider. Notice if the hips feel a little bit different. Maybe it feels a little bit more comfortable. Once you find the child's pose, let's tent up onto the fingertips. Let's make this active. So you're pressing into the fingertips, really stretching through the armpits. We're gonna take some side stretches here. So start by walking the hands over to the right side of the mat. They might go a little bit off. Plant the right palm down, the left palm's gonna go on top. I want you to really breathe into that left side here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, try to send the left hip further back, feeling that pull. One more, inhale. Exhale. And then come back up on the fingertips. Let's find the other side. Plant the left palm down, right palm will come on top. Give yourself a big inhale. Breathe into that right side. Exhale, let it go. Let's take one more big breath in. Notice if one side feels a little crunchier or tighter than the other. Exhale, let it go. Nice. Come all the way back to center. Let's come up to that tabletop again. We're going to take some cat-cows, but we're going to take them on the forearm this time. So we're going to really isolate the low back and also the pelvic muscles here. So if you come onto the forearms, elbows right underneath the shoulders, just start taking cat-cows, but it's really just in that lower back. So it's really small here. Round the spine. See if you can feel the breath in that low back, in the tailbone. And then exhale, drop the belly. The gaze will most likely just go slightly forward. You don't have to look up. Let's take two more nice and slow. Exhale. And then one more here. Really round the low back. And then arch the spine. Beautiful. Now sit back into that child's pose. I know we're kind of playing around a lot here. And we're going to actually take some pelvic rock up. So now that we have kind of warmed up the low back and the belly, you're going to make sure the knees stay a little bit wide. You're going to come all the way up, but instead of stopping in that tabletop, you're actually going to drop the belly down, open up the chest. Ooh, you may have heard all that cracking through my headphones, my low back. Look up. It's kind of like an upward facing dog here. Then sit back, child's pose. We're going to take two more just like that. Go nice and slow. You don't have to go at my pace. Be nice and gentle. If you feel any sharp pain in the low back, just skip this. Maybe stay with those forearm cat-cows. And let's take one more. Oh my gosh, there are so many bones cracking right now. Whew. Open up the chest. And then exhale, let it go. This time, bring the knees together. Let's find an embryo pose. Kind of a closed child's pose here. Knees come together. Maybe the hands wrap around the heels, or you can just have the arms fall, let the shoulders roll forward. A nice breath in the low back. Big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Nice. And then very slowly, just come up to sit on the knees into your hero's pose. Let the head come back up above the heart. I'm just going to turn to face you. Me and Wobbs here are going to help you finish up the practice today. Give your shoulders a few big, nice rolls here, some shrugs, more cracking bones, and bring the shoulders forward. Nice. And then gently let the arms relax down. Maybe the palms are facing down if you want a little grounding. Palms can always come up if you want a little bit of energy. You can close the eyes here, maybe just soften the gaze. So once again, allow everything to soften just a little bit more. The eyes, the jaw, the tongue, the throat. Let the shoulder blades fall down the back. Let the belly relax. We're going to seal the practice with 3 big breaths in. Remember to breathe in through the belly first. Let that breath travel up to the chest and then back out. So we're going to take a big inhale, really fill up like you're filling up a balloon. Inhale. Use an SH sound on the exhale. Really squeeze out the air. 2 more. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, SH. Last one, big inhale, fill up. Make it your biggest inhale yet. Hold a little longer at the top. And this time, open the mouth, just sigh it out. Let it go. Beautiful work. Let's bring the hands to prayer at heart center, giving your body, your breath, your mind, your practice, the roots of the practice, giving them all some gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me today for this 10-minute flow. Hope you all enjoyed it. You will see this as a reel in just a few minutes, so you can always go back and watch from the beginning. You can save it, watch it later, whatever you'd like, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.